I believe, in my opinion, that Justus did win that first map. Getting confirmation right now of that in this winners 8-0. My goodness. So 8-0 for the side of Justus on Wanted Demolition. So hey, it's a new map. It is a new team for them as well. So maybe this squad, maybe they're practiced on Wanted a little bit more than Canny, Key, Sill and company in class. Who knows? But either way, Wanted an 8-0 performance on a new map. I gotta say, props to Justus. They must be coming in hot today.
Yeah, definitely feeling good about that on Wanted. I mean, new map, it could honestly play into their style a little bit, like, pugging it out a bit on there, trying to take advantage of that just by being, maybe they're feeling more individually skilled, being Justus, being this team that's been here forever. But King of the Hill Breach, I have seen Justus come up with some clutch moments here in the past. I fully expect that to continue, but we've also seen some teams that just cannot make it happen on Demolition that work it out on King of the Hill. The players on Bullville are not weak players. This could just be where they figure it out and turn it around, but it's hard to recover from an 8-0.
Oh yeah, big time. It's definitely hard to bounce back, especially when you're used to competing against a squad like Justus. You look at Canny, that Canny, he's placed top 3 so many times in these 10Ks, and a lot of the times it's been at losses to the hands of teams like Justus. And there's been so many situations where he's been 1 round, 2 rounds away from knocking them out completely in the tournament and just not able to clutch it up any of those times. So getting 8-0'd by them, I'm sure, is not going to be the best feeling whatsoever. So we are seeing the Mac coming out for Pixie. Interesting choice. Delina.
I'm happy to see.
Going to be, yeah. Gronky on the Lancer. Okay, pretty solid, but no Dahlia on the side of Justus. So let's see if that's going to come back to bite them. But on the other side, we got Silhouette, who is going to be linking up with Class on that Mac. You're going to have Key on the Kestrel and Canny on the Dallas. So this is going to be a very, very spicy matchup. No Lancer on one side, no Dahlia on another. I'm excited to see how this one's going to play out.
I mean, the no Lancer, definitely not as surprised. I mean, she is obviously a solid pick on King of the Hill, but I'm not as surprised to see it kind of missing, I guess, from this. But the Mac Dahlia, just having a Mac, is interesting to say. I think they're going to play him like an anchor and just kind of play everything else aggressive, right? That's kind of how you will make up for that, by having that Lancer and that Dallas just kind of trying to snowball and apply pressure on the other sides of the map. Might be how they open this up, because this first hill is usually a bloodbath right in the middle. Both teams desperately trying to make it there. I feel like I got to give an edge to Justus for getting there first, purely because of that Lancer, but they're not on the advantage. I don't think they're on the better side for this. The window cover that Alpha has, or Bullville will have here, will be very strong, but already traded damage immediately. They are close by. They're playing off of this flank instead. Insen onto that Mac, holding on, forcing him back, and continuing to rack up time. Justus have to push them off of this objective.
Yeah, exactly. Already able to get some really good hill time for the side of Bullville. 10 seconds, it might not seem like a lot, but on this very, very first hill, that is a good amount of time. That is a great lead after it, especially if you're going to be able to have the spawns for next. And you can see already the rotations starting to come out. Ink, it's a reason that Ink is who he is, man. He is so accurate with this weapon, his decision making. It is said that Ink has if not the best movement, definitely top 2 movement in the game. Movement is such an important part of Rogue Company. Everyone knows Bobster back in the day. For those of us that were fortunate enough to witness his time in Rogue Company, he back then definitely had the best movement. Mouse and keyboard player. He was extremely clean. But now Ink is sitting here. He's on controller. It's a little bit different, but same type of movement. Super high sense and just incredible accuracy with it.
So speaking of incredible accuracy, the key wonder there with the bounce nade right onto both of them, stacking up their huge way to clear them off of that site. Still not actually getting time up. It is still contested, but feeling good about clearing them out as Sill gets 2 more, knocking out Gronky, but getting burnt out as Ink, even after that, even after losing everything, they still stabilize and manage to hold on with Delena, holding this tight crossfire onto them as they take the lead here and start setting up. It looks like someone on the other side of the map, getting some presence over on Hill C immediately. Mac is just going to rack up all this time. I don't think there's any way they fight this at this point. It's going to be on Canny versus Delena and the other members that are stacking up over here. If Ink can fight this flanker, I think they're going to be well poised here. A little bit early on the nade as well. Gives Gronky a chance to get in with trades back and forth.
Yeah, you can see Gronky coming in, but not able to do anything as he did get pinched out. Now, only the Mac is going to be left alive, but as of now, it's going to be Bullville able to control this hill. So they just need to make sure that nobody's going to be coming in from both ways. It looks like all four are going to be coming in from this front direction. Can't be rolling into bounce grenades, as he's going to be going down to 25 HP is class. You got to put down the trophy, but it doesn't matter because trophies can't stop bullets. So Delena's going to be wide swinging him. Just like that, this squad and Justus, they might have been retaking the site very, very quickly.
Huge flank. Huge flank on the backside by Gronky, clearing them out there. It is an immediate turn. They don't realize that Syl is holding close in that corner and getting that armor, courtesy of that Mac passive. But Delena still holding on this objective and winning that one, even with a massive health disadvantage, still coming out on top here. But again, the Mac showing his presence there. That's 2 with the MLX Maw, with a 3rd getting cleaned up off of Canny's damage. Huge to flip this once again. Still, even if they cap this whole way, they're still going to be at a disadvantage heading into the 4th hill, which is why probably we're seeing such a big pivot over here right now. Still, though, caught out immediately. Delena so lethal. Even without KA-30s in everyone's hands, the Sahara is still hitting true here. But Delena doesn't realize that Candy's right here, caught off guard, jumping right over his head. And that is a crucial position that they're going to be lacking now.
Yeah, man, lacking to say the least. You gotta get spawn control, and because of that fight, like you said, they're just not gonna have it. Gronky and Justus now, they gotta fight from this front side. They do have a couple of teammates still in the hill. They gotta be able to clear out this last player in Key, but Key's able to get one in Pixie. Gronky goes down as well. He gets traded out from class. And now Bullville starting to rack up the time, rack up the miles. Class with the warrant pistol, taking out Ink. They're feeling that comfortable.
Yeah, and you got to remember, this is also on the backside of an 8-0 loss by Bullville. So they recognize that, hey, wanted, just not our map. Just not our map this time, but they're trying to prove right now on the side of Justus that maybe Breach won't be your map either. They're contesting this right now. A very aggressive push by this Dahlia, but they recognize that Pix recognizes he cannot give himself up, has to stay crawling inside the site to keep it contested, and it will remain contested. Constant swarm of players in from Justus to knock people down as they start counting up again. No contest now coming in from Bullville. Justus have a fantastic side to be spawning on, but they look away for 1 second, and suddenly Class rolls in with this LMG, mowing them down. That is 3 down for Justus. They might be able to take the lead. They have to get in to contest this within 1 second, but they're not going to have a chance, and the lead swings in the favor of Bullville, and hey, we get here just in time to see the first round they get in this match.
Yeah, exactly. They were not trying to go down in the history books as the first team to get completely shut out, as that still has not happened.
Not again, bro.
Exactly. So it won't happen. Don't gotta worry about Caster cursing it. You know, say we're already past that. They already got the round on the board, so they're looking good. They just got to keep this up. The Dahlia linking with the Mac. They already got 2 revives. I'm guessing now they are going to be having lifeline on that Dahlia, so I'm guessing we're going to be seeing probably 3 to 4 revives around now coming out of this Dahlia, and that could be massive and pay off extremely well for this Bullville squad.
Yeah, I think it could potentially, having that double up there, it's been pretty effective. But holding the objective this time, having the better side, is Justus, with Gronky already taking a big rotation to get 2 down there. SMG in hand. They knew, okay, they clearly knew something was up. Delena was staring at that window all the way until Candy jumped out of it, so very well done. Understanding the exact flow of the map, complete control over the first hill, which does not usually tend to happen. This one is a lot more contested because it is so in the open, but Delena, fantastic swing with his teammate to pick that one up, and they are already in a great position to rotate over and set up on a hill B. No one really stalling them out, and Ink is already covering these spawns. This is that position that Delena was lacking last time, and actually, again, as the time ticks down, overextends maybe.
No, you're completely right. You can already see Ink. He's going to be getting control of this next hill in B, and Man, this is the thing. When you're already racking up points like this, it feels like they won the last round based off the way they're playing right now. They're playing with a bunch of swagger, with a bunch of moxie, if you will, because there is not 1 point coming in from this Bullville squad so far.
Yeah, nothing yet completely locked out. And with 50 seconds left on this, if they hold it the entire time, I mean, they are not in a good way. But this time they have all the positions they wanted. They started on the better half of the map. Now they have that spawn coverage here. And Delena is about to have a brutal flank here on the side, putting down those Halo drones, but it hits the box in front of him. Doesn't even matter. Delena will still win that fight anyway, and potentially Knoxville as well. They're just trying to ignore him. Okay, now they're going to flood in and deal with him, but that's time that they could be contesting the objective that they now have to spend running, clearing a flank, jumping over a box, fighting a Kestrel that is just crouching behind them here, who is now respawned and probably in a very tough position. No one capturing the B hill right now. Basically, it's still being contested. Pick's doing a great job of holding on to it, and I think just recognizing that deny time from them, it's going to work out. They're going to give up, what, 4 seconds of this, but it seems like they're already positioned very well for Hill C Inc. Already looking to cover some spawns and getting info early. Once again, still having players spread out, watching behind them as well. Pix is going to hold down 3 people potentially, but a huge flank by Delena, actually. Look at that, coming from the side. Pulling them away. Pix doing a ton of damage, but no one now there to clean up. Is still will take the time, I think, to re-heal as they go for a zipline flank, but Pix turns around. Both players can't take down the one. Gronky's in a great position close by, too, so they're just constantly setting up these crossfires, constantly pushing it, and constantly forcing the members of Bullville to second-guess every movement they're making. We're looking at a 3-hill game here. Way more than likely. Only 10 more ticks needed here.
Yeah.
And they're just getting pushed from every single choke point.
Yeah, exactly. It's looking like that is definitely the situation. And you know, right now only 3 more, and they're not going to be touching this hill. So that's going to be a 150 1-to-1 game now for these teams. Man, oh man, it is going to be coming down to the wire, tied up. We're going to overtime, if you will, for King of the Hill. This is going to be a good one. Delena, though, look at the numbers he is dropping right now. My goodness.
I mean, that was almost... I mean, he had a decent first round, but, I mean, 31-11, a lot of that was in that last round. Kind of running away with it cash-wise. You can see the 53,000. That's what Kestrel does when you pop off to this extent, and popping off, I think, heads and shoulders above everyone else. He's the one playing aggressively, though. You kind of want to do that as Kestrel, I feel, when you can take full advantage of that Stalker and padded steps, running down these flanks, using halos to force people out into the open. It is just a really solid rogue for this exact style of gameplay here. And now they're trying to win with what we consider the worst side on this one. Gronky desperate to make a difference here, running in, but caught out immediately on that attempted push, and popping the quick and quiet to do that as well. So not using it for a flank, just using it to run in and take down the person contesting. So already starting at a small disadvantage, caught out once again, but Delena has a solid crossfire. Already way ahead of the curve in front here as they all get knocked down again, eliminated across the board completely. Knocked down, and they're running in to clear this out as well. It's getting rid of all that extra garbage time here with only 16 seconds left. It should be able to get the rest of this, keeping it a little bit closer, but are they sacrificing any position on Hill B to make this one happen? Looks like not, because Pix holding over here, doing a lot of damage early, but double peeking and getting taken out right away. This should be Bullville's Hill.
Yeah, exactly, and it's looking like it will be, at least for now. And you can see already Bull Canny, he's got to hold this backside. 2 players are going to be pushing in, and this is the pinch that really can decide the rest of this hill. This is going to be a massive situation. You see Delena, he's trying to put in shots, but he's going to need to do a little bit more damage. He's not able to really find any full kills, and that's exactly the issue he ran into, because 2 of his teammates already went down, and now he's on an island by himself, and there's only 45 seconds left. So after he gets taken out, the big question is what do you do? Like do you come back to push for the last 25 seconds, or do you just rotate to C because you know C is so massive, but this Bullville squad, they already have such a big advantage of you. Can you really give it up?
I think what they're trying to do now is just run in, die, and then get the respawns, right, to go to the next one. That might just actually have to be what they do at this point, but once you are rolling, Dallas makes it so hard to get dislodged. They are able to just constantly kind of go over and over with that information and get in. And every time someone tries to get in, they just get picked out like this. They're going to be at 90. I mean, they just got almost shut out in the previous round. We might see a 3-hill in the other direction. None of these gunfights are going the way of Justus. It's only Gronky left as Bullville calmly go from one hill to the other right away. As there's players playing up top here, is going to try to fight them. Finally, frags go unanswered in favor of Justus. With the Semtex this off of them, he goes in, clears them off. That is the first clean fight Justus have had, but they can't afford to give up anything.
Yeah, exactly. It was such a nice takeover by the side of Justus, and they needed that one because guess what? This was getting very, very out of hand extremely quickly for the side of Bullville. They're already able to get one. Kestrel coming out down to 16 HP as Delina, no stims remaining, so he's just going to need to back up as he's going to need to regen all of his HP. Right now, you see he's going to an absolute war. Is he going to be able to help it out? Yes, he's able to take out both of those players. Delina, he's putting in some numbers, adding to his down counter right now, and they might be able to hold the entirety of the remainder of this hill. Yes, that is going to be the case. So they've started to bring this one back. It's looking like only about a 35-40 point lead going to be going into this last hill, and it looks like already that this squad in Bullville has the spawns. Oh no, my goodness, Justus is the team that already has the spawns and the control.
That's exactly what they needed to potentially mount this comeback here as they settle into this D hill, but Class so close, taking down 2. That's a third one down immediately. Close by, Lightbomb not getting a flash on anyone. Gronky is so much of a threat. They don't want to push this because they see him close by, but they probably could just flood in. They're going to spend utility for it instead, but they don't get anything here. Here's an aggressive push by them as they all fall apart. Canny cannot keep this contested, and suddenly this round going so far in favor of Bullville. Just a strike back right away, but this is not an easy hill to completely lock down, I feel. You can get surrounded, you can get it flipped, and that's why Gronky is leaving to rotate out, but he doesn't hear Key. Key walking on the right side. As the scores get tied right back up, frags are answered both ways. Ink with a 4 health differential in that fight from Key, trying to stay aggressive, but Justus are hanging on and fighting tooth and nail.
Yeah, and they're winning the key gunfights that they need to anytime this Bullville squad is pushing up, trying to get some type of advantage. That is just not going to be working. 3 players are in the middle, though. This pick on Delina might be exactly what they need. They were able to take him out before he was able to Kestrel. No Simtex going to be landing as there are trophies on the other side, but that's going to be 2 players going down as they are all trying to flood into the hill. They know they got to get in. It's sudden death, and they are going to suddenly be taken out as Justus Roco is going to be moving on 2-0 in map count in this series as they take them out 2-1. King of the Hill.
Delina with 46 eliminations at the end of this game, by the way, so a fantastic performance by him. Probably why they were able to come back there in the end with just a very, very strong play on Hill D. Super aggressive offense. As soon as they got in and they were able to actually push out some of these side angles, it was done for them. They couldn't get in. Their final chance at the very last second was just mitigated entirely by a blind spray through that smoke onto them, picking off 2 people before they could even break through the threshold.
Yeah, exactly. There was just literally so many situations in this comeback because guess what? Bullville, they were up 1-0. So this was technically a reverse sweep for the side of Right Turtle. And I got to give props to them because when it comes to making the coordinated plays, getting Justus, sorry. When it comes to making the right plays that you need to at the right time, that's exactly what they were able to do every single time in this comeback against this Bullville squad. So Justus, I got to give props to them. Overall, you know, Gronky, he was able to do some work on this Lancer, and I felt like that Lancer was honestly an annoyance that this team in Bullville kept having to look for, and anytime that he was able to win those gunfights that he was able to win, it just was such a thorn in the side of this team's back, and anytime a Lancer can start to scale up, get that life drain going, and I believe, yes, she's the only life drain character on the map, so anytime you're the only life drain character on the map and you start to get those perks going, you're going to be feeling very good. You see, he wins a gunfight back at 100, and so, you know, it's the one rogue on the map that's able to do that. So, you know, right now, I got to give props to them. They just scaled up. They won the rounds they needed to. It was gunfights like this. Being able to hit your shots, the accuracy out of them, you got to love it coming out of these players. These are the best players in the game for a reason. Justus, they are looking to take back that throne. They are tired of hearing about the Turtles being the best team in the game. They said, listen, we're coming to take our crown back, baby, as this month might be theirs.
You know, we were initially kind of talking about that lack of Dahlia with the Mac, but hey, they just made up for it by having a Lancer life drain, right? Hey, we'll be able to snowball our own way. We'll just do it a little bit later. You know, we'll wait a few rounds. We'll come online at the end of the game, and then, you know, that's when we'll really run away with it. And props to them, they did, even if that final round was a little risky. I will say the way that they had it played, but still winning out there. Now heading back to a demo, it is really hard, I think, to look at that last map and say, yeah, that was an 8-0 before that. Surely that was an 8-0 previously. Yeah, this team just got absolutely stomped. No, it was close. It was on this last map, it was on a razor's edge after that stomp before. But heading back to demo after losing that narrow loss there, Bullville, it's got to be tough to feel confident heading in here.
Yeah, I think Bullville right now, you know, they're pretty much a new team. You know, you look at Cannibals, he's used to playing with players like Who's That Joker. We've seen them before in the past many times, and now he's trying something different. He's got Class, Sil, Key on his squad, and, you know, these are extremely talented players that have always been looking to get over that hump, and maybe Canny might be that player to bring them over, but right now they're in an 0-2 hole heading into Windward Demo. Now is where you got to clutch up. Now is where you got to start to find those plays, because this is where it all matters right now. You do not want to go down to that loser's bracket. Man, if Justus is able to win this map right here, that means that they have guaranteed themselves top 6 in this tournament yet again, getting themselves another top placing in these tournaments. They just do it time and time again. You can never count them out. So I'm excited to see if Justus is going to be able to do it on this Windward.
Well, we're already seeing a little bit of a change up. I think Talon, someone that I feel like I have not really seen on Windward that much. I feel like you see, I mean, it is on defense, but even on defense, I feel like I see Trenches and Saints before I see Talons. So I think that'll be an interesting little combo to see picked up there. But of course, on the other side, we're seeing the Chalk. This is his map. This is where he's going to be the one carrying that bomb and staying aggressive and running it down. And everything else is fairly meta. Dahlia, Kestrel, and Dallas, to the surprise of no one. But Delena, after that last game performance on that Kestrel, I am scared. I am just plain scared after what he just did. I know it was a respawn mode, but he's still running it in with the same rogue. And you know he's going to be a threat no matter where he is on the map.
Yeah, exactly. Anytime that you perform like that on a rogue heading into demolition, you're going to feel extremely good going into any gunfight pretty much. So not really surprised to see Delena pull it out again. And hey, listen, man, he is one of the best players in the game for a reason. So if you're able to put him on a rogue that quote unquote has a low skill threshold. This is from the players. So this is from the players that talk to all these Kestrel mains. The low skill threshold out of all the rogues. So if you're able to be on one of those types of rogues, you're definitely going to be performing well. And I think that's another thing that is very interesting to think of, that players are starting to realize, that certain rogues are just harder to play well than other rogues. Like Glitch is extremely hard to play compared to Kestrel.
That makes sense. I mean, I think it's just because Kestrel, there's never a time that her passive is going to, I guess, hurt you, or her active is going to hurt unless you blow yourself up with it, right? I think that's like the worst thing that her ult could possibly do for you. Just a rogue that's hard to have. Downsides when you play it. Delena is going to be on an island with that same low skill. I'm going to stop saying low skill threshold. I'll say it once. With that one over on the far flank on B, waiting for them to approach, but the approach is going to be on the other side of the map entirely, and now Delena will be playing for a flank potentially. If he goes all the way around, we could see something come out from these halos as they try to get in, but it's Class on the Chalk all the way on the side, knocked so low, barely escaping with his life, but getting some valuable information. They know that Cannons is not safe.
Yeah, exactly. You can't push up there. You saw Ink. He was at the back of the spawn. He had the angle perfect. There's going to be a sensor, though. I believe that is going to be the Talon Dart. They were able to take it out, and they're going to be pushing this guy in the middle. And I like this play coming out of Bullville. Is it going to be working out? They're going to be able to take down Ink, which is going to be massive. They're going to be snapping, revealing the next player. It's going to be all about getting the next down, but no, Chalk going to be going down. Is he going to be able to get Dahlia rezzed? Yes, he is. There it is. So he's still going to be having no overcharge, actually, as he did use it on the A bomb site. They are able to get the bomb down, though. Dahlia not going to be long for this world. All three players are in the front of the site. We got ourselves a 3v3 situation and one player flanking. Two big C4s! Oh my goodness! And now it's only going to be up to the Dallas and Canny. This was an absolute turn of events.
He's positioned in a great spot here. I think, though, just to try to stop this, but he can only, like, shoulder peek with these players so close to him, and then he's going to get run down. If his entire team didn't die, great position. But when you're living that at the very end, when you're the last one left, when they can afford to just throw bodies at you to keep you from stopping the defuse, that makes it a million times harder as it closes up there. So I think shout out to Bullville for keeping that round so close. But sometimes you just get double killed by a C4. Sometimes they buy C4 round 1 and it puts you in the one, you play in the one position where it's gonna punish you.
Yeah, exactly. 2 players tucked in the corner. Just unfortunate. Pixie, though, with the big C4 play coming out. You got to be ready for those, and they just weren't. That is such an unfortunate turn of events. A 4v3 into a 1v3. That is just absolutely tragic. Can't say it enough. Smoke going to be coming out. This is going to be a B hit. Only Pixie is going to be at the back of the site, so they should be able to get this bomb planted pretty easily. It's just going to be all about if Pixie's going to challenge or not. No, they're pushing out the backside. The class is going to come back, decide to just plant this bomb for up top instead. I like the play.
Pix made the right call. I mean, just looking at the player that's holding on the right side, you can see someone is close by. They're going to instead play off their intel. They lost Delena immediately. He tried to make a bold play. Did not survive because of it. As they now play Leapfrog with this Talon Dart, getting a ton of information and still keeping it up even as they try to shoot it down. That's even more info, actually, because they tried to shoot that dart. Giving them even more there. Here comes an aggressive flash. Does they want to follow up with it? There's a player up top who didn't get flash. They want to push in on this chalk, but just too much HP. Class wins out in that one, and it's Key holding back. Seeing Ink as the last player standing here. This bomb is ticking down. 1 versus 3. Has a primary, has this devotion, but, I mean, 1 versus 3 when they have that positioning, I don't think you even go for it. Just don't give them that cash. Run back, play for exits, and set up for the next round is Bullville. They got their first demolition round of this match.
Yeah, and that is major. That's what they needed. That was an interesting reminder. I forgot that is how the first map went. It's interesting we didn't get to watch that because I would have liked to see exactly how it was, like how many rounds were actually close, because anytime it's an 8-0 is just so unfortunate. So I'm pretty sure that this squad, they had a lot of close matches. I wasn't there, so we didn't get to cast it. Not exactly sure, but I'm sure that they took them to the distance. We're in some 1v1 situations, so I feel like there's some rounds they could have gotten back. So maybe right now, Windward, they will be able to turn things around. They're currently in an 0-2 hole, though. The winner of this series will be moving on to tomorrow. They will be done for today. That's right. If you win this series, you are done for today. All you got to do is come back tomorrow and be good to go. Plan for top 6. And now, ooh, man, Bull is going to be snapping this player right now.
Okay.
So he is going to understand that he's close. This is an interesting stalemate that they're in, especially with Bomb on the other side, and he's not able to down him.
Well, I mean, they got another pick, though. Gronky now picked off over there. There is just somehow, some way, Justus keep losing a player towards aggressive play that's coming in towards Bullville, and they're down to just Delena, 1 versus 4, because they're likely going to get this res, I would assume. They know exactly where he is as well, but Jesus, wow. Melted down by Delena. I didn't even know what else to say there. That was just such a dominant gunfight that there's no way Kenny will survive this one. AR in hand, looking to play this 1 versus 2. Has a C4, not out of the realm of possibility here, Rome, if you can just find where these players are, but he has a long way to go.
Oh, yeah, a long way to go. It's planted for them. This is going to be extremely rough to be able to clutch this one. No excuses now if you're Bullville. You got about 25 seconds left. And he's going to be hitting a flank. Oh, yeah. He's definitely going to be playing for money right now. Washed up Sill, you can see he's going to be waiting on this blue car for him. Washed up Sill, he sees him, so now he's just going to run away. And that's honestly the right play. You're playing time at this point. Yep. He's got to go all the way to the bomb. So, and no solid play, smart play coming out of Bullville to flip the map.
And spotting him early, I mean, Delena is a monster, but not good enough. And honestly, if bombs went forever, maybe he wins that round. But they get that bomb planted. The time pressure is there. Delena cannot overcome that factor as Bullville pull out into the lead. I'm not sure what is going on the other side of the map to get these players isolated. I think they're falling into the windward trap where you have a player maybe holding forward, and then the offense just play so aggressive because they have this chalk. They run it down a lane, and you're just caught out and you're forced to run away, and then the crossfire kills you. I feel like that must have happened 2 rounds in a row.
Yeah, I think that was the case right there. I'm not sure what happened in round before specifically, but yeah, definitely the case right there. So let's see what Canny's going to be doing. Now, Canny was able to get 2 big picks the last time that he came over to this A side. Looks like they're not going to be playing too aggressive, so they are going to be able to push up, get this cannon's control as chalk. Now, Pixie is on the left side staircase. Are they going to know this before he starts to push up? That's the big question, as all 4 of these players on this Justus side are pretty much straight lined out together, playing this wall defense, if you will.
They have a solid position there. Now they're not willing to go aggressive, but again, someone dies before anything happens, and they try to rotate, but I think they're ready for it now. You can see them playing in mid, all 3 of them now cutting through here. They don't have the bomb under their control. It is still in the hands of Bullville, but this dart has given them so much information. Now Pix is in a great spot down here, about to catch them out. C4 not going far enough, but it does slow them down. With this reveal, though, there's no way he's going to win out against everybody at once, and it's just Ink up top doing a lot of damage, but he's the last one standing with only 46 HP. Sees that they're running him down. They think he's blind. He tries to go for 1, but just too much HP, and I have no idea what is falling apart here. Somehow, some way, someone in the middle of the map is just getting picked every single time.
Yeah, right there, you know, Bullville, Cannibal. He is putting in work right now for his squad. I can tell he is IGLing up a storm right now. All these plays, they might look a little bit chaotic, but they are coordinated coming out of this Bullville team. And hey, on a defensive-sided map, you got to be able to win your defenses. So Justus right now on the back burner a little bit is right now this Bullville squad. They are looking very, very solid, looking to just keep continuing that pressure. Keep putting that pressure onto Justus's neck and just never let up, because this squad, they already have that 2-0 map count advantage. You got to get something and put it together now.
Yeah, 100%. They need to figure out how to equalize here. At least end this half with a 4-3 in your favor here. But the bomb, again, it's over here. They're molly. They're caught in the corner. I feel like they forced to pop the rage. But look at this rotation. Smoke, hard pivot. Suddenly they're up top. They recognize that the bomb is here. They saw the chalk. They're smoking to get even more aggressive. This is a very interesting way to approach this defense, and probably why they were losing some of these rounds so rapid fire at this attempt of running into them so aggressively. 1 down early, though. They need to wait for either a Dahlia res or a hand res onto that chalk, or they're just going to lose him. But everything, I feel like, is he's sitting in Delena's hands on this long rotation behind them. Must see class here. Doesn't get spotted potentially just yet, but right before he goes down, the flank gets spotted, and that has to be, I think, some sort of go button, or at least a hard pivot button for the members of Justus here, but it is going to be the go button instead. That's 2 down. Only the Dahlia is still standing, and they are stuck way back in the spawn without their bomb. This is an unwinnable round.
Yeah, gotta say, right now, Sil, he is not going to be long for this one, so 3-2 is the advantage right now for Bullville, as Justus is able to finally get one in answering to this onslaught that Bullville was putting on him in this map so far. So able to clutch up this one. We got to see if they're going to be able to string something together now, potentially go up 4-3 at halftime.
Yeah, potentially bring it up fairly close. If they can keep adapting, if they feel like they've kind of figured out the problem, then I think they have a great shot at this. But again, Bullville were just playing so effectively on all those previous rounds, constantly picking people out. Justus, if they keep playing on their reses, if they stop throwing people away in positions where they cannot get resed, I mean, that has been the thing we always talk about since they were just hamsters, right? We've been talking about their ability to res and stay alive and not get picked off, and that's just kind of become a thing that all top teams have in the pocket, and just part of how they all play. It's staying alive, and that has just been failing them so far here, but they get some information, they get a smoke down early, and they get away alive. That is the most important thing here, as they set up to potentially stop this offense and maybe set up for a flank once again. Delena in a decent spot in mid.
Oh yeah, and you can see right now that Talon Dart onto site is going to keep that player nice and revealed. That C4 is going to come out. Should do some pretty decent damage. I don't think they were able to down him, though, in time. That's unfortunate, because that player was revealed the entire time. They could have just hopped up and shot him through the smoke. Honestly, he was completely revealed, but opting to use the utility, that player did get out in time. So Talon is going to be taken out. Ink drops as well. Gronky, though, he's coming up behind. He's able to get one. Oh, no, no, sir. Not going to be getting back up. Nice plays coming out of him, but now he's in a 1v3 situation. So here we go, man. Bullville looking like they're going to be going up 4-2. Feeling very good.
Well, they are just picking apart this Justus defense, honestly. They've lost a couple rounds to, some really strong plays by Justus, but otherwise, I feel like they don't feel contested. They just don't feel contested sometimes. They're getting into gunfights, but they're getting these bombs planted effectively without issue a lot of the time, and then just running away and not getting flanked because they have everything covered. They just know how Justus are going to approach. The only round that they won was this massive flank all the way around the entire map from Delena that paid off for them. They are setting up for this next round. Let's see, 3 players stacked up over on A. 1 lone player on B could be the advantage for them, and he's just waiting to see some information. Ink alone and about to deal with everything. The rage popped so early as well.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure if that's mainly just for protection or to get the bomb down, but either way, yes, the bomb is going to be going down, and it looks like he is going to be able to get out for the first time. Now, the big question is did you plant it for your spawn? No, you didn't. They're defusing the bomb. Oh, my goodness. This could be absolutely tragic. I believe they got him off. He stopped. He was defusing it. Okay. Why did he stop? They got him off the bomb for... Nope. Okay, they did defuse it. Okay, I was about to say, why did he stop? There's no reason to. Yeah, okay, so, man, unfortunate. Justus able to win that round by a pretty easy defuse.
It's like, all right, guys, they'll never expect the bomb to be planted on the wrong side. Everyone run away, and they'll all try to fight us instead of going to defuse.
Exactly,
nope,
exactly.
Not going to be the case. They tried to get the one last Gigabrain round, but... not happening this time, as they now get to pivot their compositions as they flip sides. We're seeing a trench on defense, which is not surprising, I think, on Windward, and a chalk still in their hands. So using that maybe to just try to trade out against them, to go aggressive for defuses, I guess, but we're seeing a chalk mirrored on the offense this time, and Talon still being picked up. I feel like we're seeing some decent value from it, but I don't think Bullville are playing slow enough to really have Justus take advantage of having that radar dart.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. Man, this is just an interesting comp coming out of Justus with the offensive Talon. I do like it, though. I feel like there's some plays that you'll definitely be able to make with the Talon and the chalk together, pushing out double flashes. You also have a molly. The Dahlia is most likely going to be linking with the chalk. So this is going to be a pretty good composition. I like it. Now, the defensive chalk, this is one where I'm scratching my head a little bit.
They're just like, Windward, lock chalk. That's all it, I guess. Trying to
maybe
get that one in, but I don't know. They're going to use it to maybe just try to match it. We saw how aggressive Justus were playing on defense on some of those rounds. Maybe they're just trying to mirror that, and they figure, hey, chalk is a premier aggressive rogue, a premier entry rogue that we can utilize, and we'll see how it pays off. Where is he playing? He's over by B, which makes sense, I think. So you'll tend to see those players kind of playing by mid and trying to pivoting to either side. That might be the case here, is they're pretty far forward already, and Canny doesn't seem to have that information.
Yeah, it looks like right now Justus is pretty intent on playing this one slowly. Is Ink right now. Yeah, I think he's aware that nobody's at the close stairs, or else he wouldn't have just crawled out in the open like that. So not exactly sure what intel they got so far, but they do know that nobody's at least going to be super close, and this is going to be a push to the cut. He ate some bullets, but he's going to be able to heal right on up. Taking this gunfight, he is going to be getting some help from his teammate in Pixie, and then he's going to turn and burn another player. And now it's going to be a 3v2 situation now, but are they going to be able to get that revive? They just might. That is the situation. Oh, he got off of it, but he needs to stay on.
He's sticking it now. Holding on to it. They will be able to get it, I believe, as they don't actually. They rotate to go plant instead. I thought they could have committed to it. They had Delena doing a decent amount of damage here, but now they're split again, holding actually fairly far forward. They push in and find everyone there on that. What a round honestly, by Justus. They go to fake the plant, immediately pivot mid, catch out that Chalk who was hoping to spam down the player that was going to get that bomb down, and then a just absolute bloodbath in mid over that high ground staircase. It goes all the way down to the wire. They make one choice to back away, and they just rotate right back and take the fight immediately. Just changing up this momentum rapidly through the round and catching Bullville unaware.
Yeah, one thing that I was going to say for sure is that, you know, a lot of things that Chalks do is they will ult before they do their play. You saw Ink, he did his play, but once he started to get shot, that's when he actually popped his Chalk ult to make sure that he can maximize all that HP. It looks like this time, though, he's just going to be Chalk ulting immediately, so maybe that's because he was expecting a little bit of an aggressive play out of the defense, or maybe he's going to be going back to some aggressiveness right now. Ooh, man, I don't think that Talon Dart got destroyed, so they are going to be able to push up to this close corner. That could be massive, but he's going to get taken down to 5 HP. Oh, my goodness.
If you're going to make a push like that, leave the bomb behind. This is a PSA. Just, if you want to peek that, if you just need to, just drop the bomb, then walk, then go back. There's no reason to potentially isolate the bomb. Okay, well, actually, never mind. They have a Talon, but I think it's just good practice to leave the bomb if you're going to make a play like that, and if you're going to hold this angle. I get that they need the Chalk to do it, but they got to be very careful with this. Is still watching this angle. There's a player very close on the bomb side. It's why they can't commit, but they're kind of just bleeding out time slowly.
Yeah, exactly, and now I'm excited to see what exactly the play is going to be coming out of Justus. You can see the trophy was able to eat the Semtex, so Canny is going to be just fine. Back there, Gronky goes down. Is he going to decide to go out to middle? That's not going to work as he gets taken down. Dahlia's already down, so he's not going to be getting up. He already used his rage, so it's a straight up 2v4. 8 seconds left. This is not going to go their favor. Bullvilles are going to be picking up their 5th round.
I think no chance here for Justus, and that was very smart by the defensive Chalk, actually, because as soon as they're just playing him up top, so that he's not a free pick if they decide to hard push him, right? Because not everyone can necessarily protect him up there. And they're making it so whenever they try to plant, he just pops rage and then peeks, so that if they're waiting to trade him out specifically, they probably won't, unless they all hit everything on the head. He's likely going to be able to roll away, or at least get picked up by the Dahlia afterwards. So I think it's a really decent pickup so far, or at least one that Justus hasn't figured out how to abuse necessarily yet, that they're, you know, lacking some defensive utility, only having that flashbang really to rely on.
Yeah, no, 100%, and that is the one interesting thing about the retake is that you got the smoke, you got the molly, and after that it's going to be looking rough, but Key is going to be running into a big problem, and that's going to be a Chalk with 170 HP, and Key is going to be deciding to back on up out of there and get on a head glitch where he can fight a little bit better, but he's going to get taken out from the right side. Delina wide swung the right side of the bomb site and was able to take him out. Let's see, it looks like he's going to be sticking. Oh my goodness, the stick coming out. What a beautiful play. I think he was trying to down the other player as well.
Yep.
With sticking him. Just, man, beautiful IQ plays.
Am I wrong in thinking he thought he had his flash equipped and accidentally incend that when he was trying to do an aggressive flash and then had to turn around? That might have been what just happened, because that seemed like a very a random incend when he was trying to just set them up for something here. As they back up, they get back into position. They can do this, but how much utility do they have? Ink is so low, and it's now a 2 versus 3 here with Delina trying to watch the flank. They're all running up front. Delina able to turn around in time. Class is so low, narrowly escaping with his life. And it's just the Dahlia watching from far away, now rotating in, now giving up that information actually to Delana. They know where everyone is as they go for this res, but they can't punish it. They just have to wait this out and hope they win the next gunfight as well.
Yeah, exactly, and it's coming down to a tense situation now. They're going to be backing on up. You see, simply because it's planted for back here. So if it's planted for back here, why not just back up? Simple as that. You don't need to play up. The Chalk was able to get out. That's a big down right there for Delina. He's going to be snapping onto that player. You know the other one's either going to be reviving. Yes, he is, and they're able to get another down. He downs 2. Pull out the pistol. Hit the shots. Easy as pie. Going to be tying this one 5-5. Justus Roco coming back yet again with a solid 2v3. Wow. Like, I'm sorry. if a player is trapped in that dark corner, like, I just don't ever see how you let him out. Like, you have to keep someone hard aim in that corner if you know that he's in there. But hey, listen, Chalk was able to get out, and then they played for the full spawn control, and that's exactly what they needed.
You know what that is? I feel like that's the Delena effect, because anytime anyone peeked Delena, they died. They died. No questions asked. They just died. They just didn't want to peek because he was killing anybody, or at least getting them down to a sliver of health that went to fight him. So I think just Delena kept it locked down. A lot of pressure put on that they were not answering. We're not sending anyone around. They could have maybe played to have one person go and actually fight Delena around the back if they could sneak by. Talon Dart actually coming into good effect here, helping them buy some space here, but Canny wins the gunfight against Delena. He'll be able to back up and get rezzed. So no harm, no foul here. Even some more cash in their pocket, but now this could be the opening that Bullville want. They are getting aggressive, but not finding anything just yet.
Yeah, right now, Justus, they're in a little bit of a stalemate. You can see them in a literal line right now underneath these A stairs. They are waiting to make their plays. Ink, he's creeping around the right side, the bottom of these stairs. And now they're going to decide to rotate. Oh, but Ink is still there. This is a great play. Ink has the bomb. They're going to be all showing over at A. But I think they know, somebody knows that Ink is over there. Like, somebody understands that Ink is over there. And I think he's about to get played for. He's in a 1v1 right now. Ink versus somebody, not exactly sure. But he did get to the bomb, and he's planting for their spawn. This is perfect. His team already has his spawn. He just needs to run away and buy time. He needs to buy time for his team. That is his only job at this moment. If he's able to get one, he wins.
Yeah, just an interesting pop of the rage. I think just didn't know where people were. Gets them low, but now going to have to give himself away. They can still play really defensively. They don't have the setup to control this, but they have given away a player so aggressive. Grunky finds two that are trying to stop them from pushing in. What timing by him. Kenny able to get picked back up and rotating up a Pix is holding over here with another cross angle. I don't think they realize who's actually watching it as he's just trying to get away. Kenny desperate to fight them. No one able to stick this just yet, though. They're all stacking up top. A class wins this next one, but the time is running out. It's only... Never mind. Delena falls. Tries to fight still. Cannot win it as they run over to that bomb, and they will narrowly make it in time. That could have been such a strong round for them, but I think Ink just didn't know what to do once that bomb was planted and gave his life away.
Yeah, 100%. It looked like he freaked out just a little bit, but hey, rightfully so. You hear players coming up behind you at the top of the ramp, and then you hear players coming down the stairs on the other side. So either way, it's just a bad day for you after you plant the bomb. So who knows? Maybe he could have just stayed on site and just, tried to pop his rage a little bit late, just chill in a corner, wait for an opportune time. But, hey, decided to try to make a play happen, ended up not working out for him. You live, you learn. I think that Justus right here, they're going to be able to answer back. I don't think that they're going to be going down 7-5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they'll answer back probably this round. It was a really, really well done strat there, but not something that you could really repeat all the time, so it's going to have to be just a totally different pace change. As they've spotted picks already immediately, as they get snapped right away. Class so low, forced to run back and full blind, and I'm full blind now too, as the flash stays on there for a little while, but the timing is so good as they go in, but Delena has the crossfire. So much damage onto them there. Cannot make it back in 3 versus 2 here, but Gronky has a flawless swing up mid, and you were right. They are going to answer back immediately. It is an even 6-6.
Oh yeah, 1 round at a time, and now it comes down to a straight up best of 3 rounds. Man, we love situations like this, and we love 7-7s even more. We're 1 round away on each team from being able to see that here, and it's going to be exciting to see who gets this early advantage in this situation, because it matters so much.
Yeah, I agree completely. The team that gets the first pick is most of the time won, barring some Justus post-plant shenanigans that we saw over by the B side as they sit up for this dead even here. Delena going to be, I think, as always, a player to watch ever since he joined this Justus roster. Has been a huge difference maker and took the zip forward with the bomb over here. And I don't know what eyes they even have on this. They're all swarming over here. They have to be hearing some footsteps at this point, but nothing being done about it just yet. Canny so close, forcing out a peek here. They have the cut players here as they try to force out all these APSs. That's all of them down, so they thought. Is the last one placed under him. So many in the way they have to deal with, and picks accidentally, not realizing the angle that they held as well. 1-for-1 trade, but only one team cleans it up. That is Justus finding Syl as Bullville are put on the back foot.
Yeah, right now, Delena, you can see him in bar. He is just trying to play this one patient. And this is the thing is when Justus get numbers, they don't want to just immediately push you out. They want to figure out what's the best way to do it, where you're playing exactly, who to focus. And that's why right now it looks like Justus isn't doing anything. No, they're just waiting to react. But hey, listen, Canny is able to get it down on Delena, so they're going to be smoking it out, getting that revive, and then they're going to do exactly what they were just doing. They're going to be thinking about what they want to do, and it's going to be pushing out the backside spawn, because they already smoked it out. Now they're going to be getting control of this side completely. I believe they're going to be able to plant the bomb as well. Yes, they're going to be planting it right on the trash can. He's barely able to get out with just 12 HP.
He narrowly escapes there, and that is going to be so difficult for them to recover from. It's still, they are getting their reses actually over here, but 2 players standing who will actually be able to get all the reses because they don't want to push, and I get it. They have a number advantage. There's no reason to throw anyone away.
Yeah, 110%. You can see right now, Key and company, they are looking for these players, but they're all going to be in the back, and they're going to be ready to trade it out. But you can see the Dahlia revive coming through as well. So Justus winning 7-6. They need one more round to secure themselves in the top 4 yet, or the top 6, excuse me, yet again for this tournament. I gotta say, props to them. I don't think they've ever went down to losers on day 1. I might be wrong about that, but I don't believe they've ever went down to losers on round 1. If they ever did, it wasn't often. I know that. So they're not used to it. Let me just say that. You know, even if they do, they're definitely not used to it. So won't be seeing that here from this round, at least if they are going to be able to win one of the next 2 rounds. I think they'll be able to do it. They showed the coordination, the cool, calm-headedness right now, and we're going to be seeing a nice B hit coming out of them.
Yeah, we'll see. That is going to be their approach so far, but it could also be a bit of a cut through mid as they are sitting the 7-6 here. Wanting to push out this chalk, they do find Bull immediately, and this might be a huge push by them. They have players pincered here. They cannot escape. There is just too much damage. Key manages to trade one out. It is fairly even here, but it's only 1 versus 2 in the blink of an eye here, Ro.
Oh, yeah, exactly. There was so much carnage at the end of the day. You just got to look up and see who's left, and right now it's just going to be all up to Dallas. Delena by his lonesome. Oh! He got the down! Oh my goodness! He got the down on the player that was actually reviving. So now it's a 1v1. And he wins it! Oh my goodness! Delena absolutely going insane when it mattered the most. Clutching up the 1v2. What? What an amazing play coming out of him right there. He was not trying to lose that round whatsoever. Shooting the player's foot that was reviving. Oh my goodness, you got to make sure that you can't be seen or else that could happen. The snap came through and it was all over from there. My goodness.
You cannot. That's the second clutch round in a row that I think Delena had a massive part in. I mean, turn those 2 rounds that Delena basically helped win, obviously with his team's help, but his positioning was key to the win. Turn those 2 rounds around. This is a Bullville map win. This is Bullville pushing us to map 4, but Justus, they just have this clutch factor that cannot be denied. Their players are so strong in these moments, and I know Bullville will be a force to be reckoned with in that lower bracket, but what a game from Justus.
Oh, yeah, an incredible game, an incredible series overall to be able to finish this one out 3-0 fashion. You know, the 2-1 King of the Hill, that was where it looked like things were starting to take a little bit of a turn in favor of the other squad. But hey, listen, Justus, they were able to pull it out. So Bullville, they got to go down to that losers bracket and make a run. They're very capable of ending up back on stream again in this tournament. So don't count them out yet, ladies and gentlemen. We probably won't be seeing the last of them. So big props to all them as they got to go through that treacherous losers. The teams that we have already seen go down to losers are so many talented teams. Exactly. It's like it's really going to be such a war. So many teams got knocked down to the losers bracket so early in this tournament that's really the only situation that can end up happening is just you go into an absolute war, and it's only best of 3, so you really got to make the most out of each situation. So you guys see right here in this King of the Hill, even when it was 1-1, it just started to look extremely rough extremely rough for this Bullville squad, because this Justus team, they were absolutely ready to play King of the Hill today. And I gotta say, there's two teams that are looking pretty good at King of the Hill right now. Gotta say that.
Yeah, I think so, for sure. Both these teams are feeling pretty... Honestly, both these teams should be feeling confident about it, and I think they can be, as long as they, you know, both of them can shore up their... At least Bullville can shore up their demo maybe a little bit, at least unwanted. They got to figure that out. They could be feeling like they're sitting pretty maybe in that loser's bracket going forward, because these rounds were neck and neck, and honestly, they didn't have this perfect spray through the smoke, super aggressive play by Ink. I think this round could have gone the way of Bullville.
No, 100%. If he lost that gunfight, it might have been over. I think he was the last player on the site, so it's just extremely important to realize, you know, just it's a situation that you're in. That's what really separates a lot of these players, is that in those high-level, high-intensity situations, they can make the 100% correct play, and that's just so hard to do, and it only comes from experience. It comes from so many things, but mainly experience. That's one thing that this Justus squad has pretty much over every single team in the game, is just experience. When you game a situation, it feels like they've been it every single time.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely performing the way every single time that they're in those situations make the best. I'm sorry, I'm so lost in the gameplay, how close this was. This moment right here, how on a Razor's some of these maps ended up being here and going for this res again to link. Perfect timing to push out. Could not recover there in time here off the back of this. What an end to that game. And by the way, just letting you know, depending on who wins the Phantom Troop Frenchies game in the lower bracket, they might have to play Best Kangaroo in losers quarters. One of his teams is going out in losers quarters. That is absolutely absurd.
That's just the way the cookie can crumble sometimes. You know, it's unfortunate, but somebody's got to go. Either way, there's so many talented teams coming up in Rogue Company, and it's just awesome to see so many successful teams. And I cannot wait for this, man. It's going to be so incredible. The rest of this tournament, it's going to be action-packed, guys. You guys don't want to go anywhere. Stay tuned. We'll be right back right after this short break, and we'll be jumping right into more action.